In this video, we are trying to solve a problem based on a pendulum clock. It is given that a pendulum clock loses 10 seconds per day at 40 degrees centigrade. Let me stop there for a minute and tell you what's the meaning of that. We know pendulum clock has a metal pendulum who oscillates about its main position, whose time period equal to root of L1 by G at a temperature T1. That could be called like T1. When you raise the temperature, all other parameters remains constant, but length changes at the next temperature. So if you divide these two time periods, I'll get root of L2 by L1. But based on the definition of coefficient of linear expansion, L2 can be expressed as 1 plus alpha into delta T of L1 by L1. L1 can be cancelled. So 1 plus alpha delta T whole power of half is the ratio of time periods. In fact, I have derived this derivation in the other video too. I'm just deriving it to make it only comprehensive. This can be equivalent to 1 plus half alpha delta t using binomial expansion. If you want to know the complete derivation, please look into the other video, that previous video of this playlist. T2 minus T1 minus 1 equal to half alpha delta t. So T2 minus T1 by T1 is half alpha delta t. That implies we have derived an equation that loss or gain of the time is half alpha change in temperature multiplied by initial time period. We have also explained to you in the other video that if summer there is a loss of time, in winter there is a gain of time. So it is given in the first case that there is a loss of time at 40 degrees centigrade. It means to say pendulum clock shows correct time at a temperature T that is less than 40 degrees centigrade. Taking that into consideration, I can use this formula. T2 minus T1 is 10 seconds. Half alpha delta T means 40 minus T is the time at which it shows correct temperature. This is one equation. Now I can write one more equation. What is one more equation is, he said the another condition. It gains 5 seconds at a temperature of at 20 degrees centigrade. Means what? Pendulum clock shows correct time at temperature T who is more than 20, because it is given like it's a gain of a time. So what we can write? 5 equal to half alpha T minus 20 into T1. That's the second equation. So when you divide these two equations, 1 by 2 gives 10 by 5 equal to half alpha 40 minus correct temperature by total time period half alpha 20 minus correct temperature of T1. Half alphas and T1 can be cancelled. 10 by 5 is 2. 40 minus T1 by 20 minus T1. So when you cross multiply, 40 minus T1 equal to 40 minus 2T1. Yeah. So what happens if you cross multiply? Well, here I made a little calculation error. Let me just correct it. Yeah, when 1 by 2 gives, let me do it again for your convenience. 1 by 2. One equation is this. 10 equal to half alpha 40 minus T of T1. Second equation is this. 5 equal to half alpha t minus 20. Earlier I have written 20 minus t. That's why I got a wrong answer. When you divide these two, 10 by 5 equal to 40 minus t by t minus 20. 2 by 1 equal to 40 minus t by t minus 20. So when you cross multiply, 40 minus t equal to 2t minus 40. So that minus 40 becomes a plus 40 here. Minus t becomes a plus t on the other side. So 80 equal to 3t. That implies at 80 by 3 degrees centigrade, the pendulum clock shows the right time. So the important thing is, how do you write these equations? That is most important for you. If you have not got it, let me explain that why you have taken like so. Once again, carefully, right? Gain of the time means, gain of the time he has given 10 seconds means the temperature you have measured is more than the original temperature at which it shows a correct time. Loss of a time means the temperature that it measures correctly is more than the given temperature 20. It's because, as I explained in the previous video, in summer, what happens in summer? Let me explain quickly. Say temperature increases, length of the pendulum increases, time period is 2 pi into root L by Z, that also increases. Time period increases means number of oscillations per second, that is frequency, decreases. As number of oscillations decreases, the total time there will be a loss. So when somebody say it loses, it means its temperature is raised 40, where it shows a correct temperature, correct time at a temperature less than that of 40. The same happens with respect to winter also. So what happens in winter? If I have to write, temperature reduces, length of the pendulum reduces, time period reduces. As time period and frequency are reciprocal to each other, number of oscillations increases. So pendulum makes more oscillations per second, therefore it shows more time. There is a gain of a time. So whenever somebody say there is a gain of the time, it means the right temperature is more than the given temperature. So your T is greater than 20. Whenever somebody says the loss of a time, it means to say the right temperature is less than that. So your value has to be in between 20 and 40, and your answer also satisfies that same, right? That's how we have to solve the problem. That's it. Thank you for watching.